Hail and well met, my fellow Hearthstone players, and welcome to HearthCoach, the podcast that can help you be legendary. I'm your host, Dan, and this is my co-host, Fred.
Hello, everybody.
I'm looking around. I know you're on stream here someplace. Hey, he is a player of Legend Ranked, and I have convinced him to coach me and record it in podcast form and put it out there so as to hopefully help some more of you make it to Legend also.
All right.
I don't do the streaming thing all the time, and I started looking around and said, I know Fred's right here someplace. I should be able to see him.
I'm actually below you. You have our guest right below you, and then I'm one more down. So if you look at the stream, that's what it will look like.
So how are we doing tonight, friend?
I'm doing good. How are you, Dan?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a not bad week of Hearthstone. I've taken Zulok to level 12, so rank 12.
Yep.
So that's not too. I think it was sitting at 16 when last we met.
Yes.
So slow and steady progress. I'm just trying to be more scientific and analytical about it, and not let my emotions get the best of me so much. So working on it. I know that's something I got to focus on, and I don't know. I guess I'm making a little progress. It's pretty early in the month, and we'll see how it goes. It's feeling pretty good. Been having a lot of fun with the Zulok.
Yes.
We're gonna be trying something a little bit different tonight, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But as for me, it's just been a quiet week of just going to work and taking care of business around here.
Yeah.
Nothing super exciting. Well, my sister's getting married in April. Late April 24th. We'll be going to that. I guess that's the biggest news around here lately.
Okay. That's good.
And my other sister would kill me, the one that just had her baby. So I guess I shouldn't say that's the only news.
Right.
My other sister, Katie, in Kentucky, just had her little girl. So, yeah. But nothing going on so much right here under my roof. So, but other than that, things are good, friend. How's it going your way?
Oh, it's going fine. It's standard getting around rank 5. I've been playing that Zulok for quite a bit. Last night I was talking to Black Wolf. He's actually on the chat, and he said check Reddit. There's a new Face Warrior that somebody made some tweaks to. You should try it. It's pretty good. And I lost some game today. Got frustrated with Zoo and said, let me try this Face Warrior again. Remember in December, that's the one I went to Legend with, and it's fun. So I've been playing that. I'm on rank 5.
That's the only one you don't have golden yet, right?
Yeah, so I need to work on the 300 wins that I need to get there. So.
I don't know. Had I hidden golden Warlock last week yet?
Yes. I think you did. So. All right. Well, as everyone knows, this episode is coming to you live on my channel, streaming.
Yep.
It's a video episode. And that's because we hit our goals for the Patreon, so we want to thank them again. And as you know, this is not always, but I always try to bring on a guest whenever we do these live episodes to kind of bring a new perspective and give somebody an opportunity to kind of coach us on decks that we may not be as familiar with. So as you can see in the screen, this week's guest is Eversiction. Welcome to the show, Eversiction.
Thanks for inviting me.
Oh,
glad to have you, friend.
Absolutely. So anyway, I guess since we've been talking about our week, we can talk about your week briefly, and then we'll get into a little bit of get to know you questions. So, how was your week in Hearthstone?
Well, I recently got Legend, and basically I just spammed Zoo and Druid because I'm a scumbag this season. So that's what I did.
If it works.
I mean,
we have no shame here. I have hey, face hunter. I'll take it. A secret pally. Hey, I'm all about it.
I was I was telling Dan a second ago when I started at Face Warrior, the first game I queued up was against a druid, and he did the combo on turn 6. He killed me from 26 because I guess you're supposed to play around the combo on turn 6, but anyway, it's just disgusting. So, okay,
So,
so
all good, friend. Glad you're to legend. It's
wow,
awesome.
that's quick. So awesome. All right, well,
Uh,
maybe you could tell us a little bit about like how did you get into Hearthstone? Did you have a background in card games at all or video games?
well, I got into Hearthstone by watching League of Legends streamers because I actually used to play League at the time. I'm like, that game looks fun. You know, I always played like card games on the side. I never really got super into any of them, but I always liked them. And then I just kind of tried Hearthstone and got addicted ever since.
Hmm.
This was in like closed beta, so I've been playing ever since.
Okay,
Nice.
so that's like 2013, like late 2013,
Yeah,
right? Wow, that's
yeah,
that's
it's
a
a
long time.
long time.
Okay, and have you hit Legend like a million times since it's been a thing, or
Yeah, ever since it's been a thing, I've been Legend.
yeah? Okay. What? Well,
After the first time, it's not as hard.
right, the mystique kind of goes away, right? And then you're like, oh, I can do
I
this.
don't know. I wouldn't know about that. I'm getting there though.
Yes. Um, and so, what would you say? So you didn't play Magic, right? Didn't say that. No,
No,
no
no
Magic.
magic.
Okay, cool. And what would you say is your like favorite class to play in Hearthstone?
Um, I would probably say warlock. Like it's almost warrior, maybe rogue sometimes, but overall, I think it's warlock just because it has so many different types or archetypes that are all super strong, and
Mm-hmm.
they all have their unique styles. Like handlock plays different than any other deck.
Yeah.
Zoo plays different than any other deck.
Hmm.
Uh, Mallylock plays mostly different than any other deck. So it's cool because all these decks, like since they just have a consistent card, also it's like an extremely consistent deck, and they're all super powerful. So
Yeah, I mean, in Warlock, the hero power is just something that has always been a thing that makes it really strong.
There is that.
Yeah, yeah, it's everybody talks about nerfing cards and things like that, but there's even been talks about nerfing hero powers, and that's one that should be considered because it's, I mean, card advantage, being able to draw answers is just super powerful. Um,
They haven't hinted around to about that, have they?
no, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's just a
Yeah, well,
thing.
I know they were. I'm expecting a major overhaul, but wow, they hadn't said anything about it.
No, no, nothing like that. It's just me speculating.
Okay, just you speculating, not starting any rumors, right? Okay.
I got tinfoil hat on, doing all that stuff, you know. Just going crazy with it. So, cool. Now you play competitively, right? So you're part of a team. Is that right?
yeah, I'm part of New Order Esports with Astrogation and Crimzig.
Oh, okay. Oh, those guys,
Yeah,
they do like ladder finishes and strong
yeah.
ladder finishes and stuff like that. Yeah, I see them all the time in the top 100 list. So that's awesome.
Very good.
I guess we normally don't ask, but what would you say is the thing about having a team? Like, how does that help you? If
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, how does it help you, if at all? Maybe you feel because Hearthstone is like an individual thing, right? You're just playing by yourself against the other guy. So, how does having a team change that or help?
Well, when you're in a team, you sort of have like a dedicated group of people that where if someone has an idea, it stays within that group, right? So, unlike ladder, where like let's say when I did well with Elise Warrior in the ONOC tournament, you suddenly started seeing it everywhere, especially when VLPS started streaming it, you started seeing it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say I never gave it to VLPS or another streamer, I'd be able to just play that deck as much as I want, do these little tweaks to all these other decks, etc., and keep them within a group. Because you can really just have like a group of friends maybe, but when it comes to having a team, that's like a dedicated group of people that you can trust all your information to, and
Okay.
like dedicated practice partners as well.
And they play at that competitive level,
Yeah.
so you get a fair comparison as what you might actually be up against.
Yeah,
Yeah,
versus
because ladder players are not very good.
yeah, it's harder to with limited time to try to test all these kinds of decks out. So if you're trying to innovate something like you're saying Elise Warrior, I remember you doing that. You're saying I take out all the
Mhm.
big threats and I just play Elise with the monkey, and that's where the threats come from. Way at the late game after you've used all the removal and all that stuff. I'm like, that makes sense, but if you can give it to them and they can help you to test it, I mean, you have more data than I'm trying to do it by myself. That would be very difficult.
Yeah.
So, and then you can also practice the matchups. So that's pretty cool. Now, a couple of things I wanted to get into was you have had some recent success on tournaments. So do you want to talk about that a little bit? You had a big win or qualifying?
So I won the first ONOG feature tournament, which was, and for first place I got $3,000,
Nice.
thank you, which
Nice.
qualifies me to a tournament in PAX Prime, which will be in in late August, um, which is an even bigger tournament. I think the prize pool was like $60,000, so
Ooh.
that's pretty exciting stuff. Yeah.
We'll be watching.
Will they put
Well,
you up on travel and all that stuff?
Yeah, rooming and travel.
Awesome.
Yeah, felt pretty good.
Congratulations, man. I watched that. You seem pretty excited on camera when you managed to get the card you needed. I saw you like going, yeah.
Oh my god.
It was
I
against.
mean, after I won, I was super happy. Like during that last series, it was so stressed because I was down 0-3. I'm like, oh my god.
I
This
can
was
imagine.
against Admirable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Any other notable finishes? I mean, that's a big one. So
Yeah.
congratulations again.
Yeah. I mean, I've kind of been on a hot streak lately. Like literally the week of, I guess the week prior, but it was within like a 7 day period, I got second in Tuesday Night Hype, and that was really like the only other tournament I participated in. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
those a giant field of players. I mean, those things are huge, right? I mean, 200
yeah,
plus. So
yeah. It's
Nice.
they're 256 mans.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but I
that's
mean, it gets slimmed down a lot, especially through like since it's such a long tournament. There's like a group stage, and then there's everything else, and then yeah,
okay. So when is the PAX gonna happen? Is that later this year?
late August.
Okay,
So a long time from now.
so you'll have to wait and see. Okay. So you mentioned the hot streak, and one of the things that, and I was talking to Dan about this, is I've been seeing a lot of people in the community in general be all up in arms against the meta, it'll being stale, and they can't wait for standard, and this sucks, and how can you get to play? And I think I saw one of your tweets saying, you know what, I'm actually like enjoying this and actually thriving on it. So maybe you want to talk. I mean, is that right? Did I see that right?
Well, in a very specific moment in time. Like, I'm not saying I enjoy this meta by any means. I just said I was having fun because I'm not getting absolutely demolished by RNG like every single other season. I'm getting actually lucky, and it feels weird. So maybe I'm confusing a weird feeling with being happy. I don't know, man.
And
But
a good lucky streak at the time.
yeah, I don't know. Like after 18 two-plosions in a row, maybe I deserve a few fours. Who knows?
We've all been there.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Like I
I,
can't even I've barely rolled two this season. I'm gonna be honest. Like Jesus.
It's like
All the way to legend. I'm just like threes and fours. Like I'll just implosion an imp king boss. I don't care.
you're gonna get it, so you know. Oh man, I'm all tentative. I'm like, it's gonna be a 2, so I can't do it. Let me not do it because it's gonna end up bad. So
I
okay,
just close my eyes and just drag it up. It
that's
I
works
don't
awesome.
know.
out.
Do you think if everybody knew this new format was coming so far down the road, everyone would be so much up in arms about it all? If everybody knew that, if if we didn't have all this news right now for sure, maybe it was a bit more speculation. Do you think everyone might still be up in arms over the meta and whatnot? Because I mean, I don't know. In my humble opinion, it seems fairly diverse. It seems like a lot of parity. Seems like if there's a lot of people complaining that they can't that it's a struggle. I don't know. It's not supposed to be easy to get up to legend. I don't know, but that's just my thought on the whole thing.
So the group of people I usually talk to are in Legend, and like some of the higher tier players, like my teammates, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, all our beef with this meta and the way everything is right now is it's basically a curve war, right? Whoever curves better wins, unless you're warrior and you kill everything. And the problem with that is it's like really draw dependent a lot of times. So like who hits the better curve? Oh, this secret pally hit the better curve. Oh, that druid draws 6 innervates. Okay, he wins.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So when a lot of that stuff is happening, and then you have cards like Mysterious Challenger where it's like, oh, I just kind of did nothing and dropped the 6 drop on 6 and still won the game, or I curved perfectly with the best mana card or best card per mana all the way up to turn 8. What are you gonna do?
Right.
Like
It doesn't matter who you are. You're not gonna win that one. So yeah.
exactly. Like even if you're freeze mage with Nova Doomsayer, like
I
it's
mean,
just
that's a function of the card pool getting bigger and every mana spot getting like the universal best card is this one, right? So as you retire cards, that should sort of fix itself, perhaps.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, if you take out Pilot Shredder right now, you look at Chill One Yeti and you look at like Tomb Pillager and 5/4s, and they're actually not that bad. Like if you take out Deathbite and Pilot Shredder, Tomb Pillager is a borderline broken card in my opinion because nothing kills it cleanly.
Right.
Like you have to run Yeti, which goes 1 for 1, which isn't actually true because the other player gets a coin.
It's the coin, yes.
Exactly, and it's a more aggressive buy. So in other cases, it could be even better. Just in general with Pilot Shredder, just making 4 health minions is just like it almost makes 4 health minions impossible to play. So just like cards like that are just way too over or too powerful. Like they just like hinder other development, sort of like Mad Scientist.
Oh yeah.
So the standard format should probably go a long ways to fixing these things, I imagine.
Oh
Hopefully.
yeah.
I mean,
That I feel like that's like completely dependent on what they release this next expansion. Because if they release, if I don't know if you guys seen this tweet, but this guy's Toast made a
I
tweet.
saw.
He's like 3 cards for the new expansion: Doctor Tentacles, which is just Doctor Boom,
Yeah.
Twilight Shredder, which is just Pilot Shredder, and Angry Scientist, which is just Bad Scientist.
Yeah, I
Like,
saw that.
if they release an expansion that has cards like literally not those, but of those kind of caliber, we're just gonna get the same thing all over again. Except Paladin won't have mini bot and muster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him doing that. They did that kind of stuff in Magic, but I no. My gut tells me they won't do it, but what do I know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they would, but in the far off chance that they would do that again, like everyone's just gonna keep complaining because it's like when everything's just a curve war, you're not gonna see too much consistency and like the top pros. Like if you saw way early on when Hearthstone, like even around Nax before GVG or just even before Nax, like the best players were almost always at the top because not always, but a lot of the time winning because there were less cards like Pilot Shredder and less Curve Wars and stuff like that because things like Miracle Rogue were popular
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and yeah.
What is there anything you think that would be worth reprinting? Anything like Lotheb or something like that?
5
Just-
mana gadget.
Just bring it back.
Just bring it back, man. I love gadget too much. Oh my gosh, I miss Miracle Rogue.
Yeah, you get those turns where you're drawing and drawing and drawing. It's insane.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see some of that today too.
It makes
I'm excited.
it makes the Warlock hero power look like a silly thing. So
Yeah. It's funny when you start fatiguing and the warlock still has and the handlock still has like 12 cards left
yeah,
in his deck.
you're so that's crazy. Well, cool.
That is a lot more than you think.
Yeah. Um, okay. So how about so you have this PAX tournament going on? What about what are your plans? Are you trying to make top legend finishes and playing tournaments to get points for BlizzCon? Are you how are you approaching that?
Right now I'm just trying to play. Well, not as of very recent, but I've been trying to play in a lot more tournaments because usually trying to ladder on the last day of the season, I have to stay up until 3 a.m.
It's so bad.
And yeah, that's like when I have work, I have school, and all these other obligations. Like it makes it so much harder to ladder act on the last day. So I'm gonna try to be earning more points um, through tournaments because one of the reasons Astro and Crimson always make it every season is because once they get like around top 100, top 50, they kind of sit there and just like keep continuously playing until 3 a.m.
Okay.
if they need to. And when you can't really do that, you have to like go for rank 1 legend and hope it sticks until the end of the season. And even that's a grind, so.
Right.
I can only imagine.
Okay. Let me see. Anything else that you may want to ask, Dan?
No, not that I can think of off the top of my head. You said you were in school. What are you taking in school?
I'm studying engineering right now.
Awesome, awesome.
Nice.
I work at UF. They got some good engineering stuff here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So before we move on to the next section, anything that you want to plug? Like where can people follow you?
Yep.
I put your Twitter handle there at Eversiction. Anything else you want to plug? Your team or something like that?
Absolutely. The team's Twitter is New Order Esports, and then that should also be the Twitch for them.
Okay.
And if you can't find them, I've retweeted a lot of their stuff. They've retweeted a lot of my stuff. It's pretty simple if you just go to my Twitter.
Yeah. We'll put some links up with the
Yeah.
posts for the show.
Definitely. Okay. Well, excellent. We're looking forward to the deck that we're going to play.
Yes.
But before we do that, there's a couple of things that I have to cover. Number one is we had a new iTunes review this week. It's A2C4N. So thank you so much.
Thank you for the kind words and the 5 stars. Appreciate it.
And we're up to 4 towards another video. So,
Yes.
you know, when we hit 10, you're going to get another video.
Yes. Yes.
we-
And we know we owe one on the iTunes reviews, and I'm going to be psyched when we finally break 100 reviews.
Yes. We also have a new Patreon this week, a new patron. Coming in at rank 15 is Jeff. And actually, Jeff is a personal friend of mine, and I think he's in the channel. So hi, Jeff, and thank you so much for your
Yes, thank you very much.
generosity. This actually gets you into the tournament, so you better start getting that practice in if you want to participate. So
Right.
one other thing that I wanted to announce: by the time the show is out, the Friends of the Show page is going to be live, so you know that ranked 10 and above gets you immortalized on our webpage. So we have 4 people that have already made it, and that'll go live tomorrow with the show. Okay. One other thing is we had another entry to the Hall of Legends.
Oh, that's right. Goodness, we can't forget that.
Yeah, so what we have been doing is if you make it to Legend and the show has helped you in any way, we ask you to send us a email with your story on how the show helped you, what did you do, and how did you get to Legend. And we have this webpage called the Hall of Legends. So this is the 12th person that has written in that has made Legend, and our show has helped in some way. So the name is Andre, and your post will be live by the time this is released as well. And
Yes.
as always, if you want to come on the show, you're always welcome as a member of the Hall of Legends. So
That's right. And make sure you get a screen cap of that nice your legend symbol too to send in. We like to put that up there.
think there's one more thing, Dan. Do you want to talk about it?
Uh,
It's the yeah, that happened. Did you have a chance to see it?
oh, is that the one with the three? I was looking at it earlier with the three Murgletons.
I think so. I don't remember. That's
That I do believe that's the only one we have. We had somebody sent in a screen cap of somebody else's game that I wasn't real sure about using.
okay.
But then we had the one come in where he played his oh what's the new card where it turns everything to legends?
The Elise and the Mab and the monkey.
Yes, he got that. He got the is it the monkey?
The golden
And
monkey.
and it turned his hand into all Murgletons.
Oh.
He had like three Murgletons in his hand.
So
And the game didn't go so well for him.
I see.
I believe his opponent got one off too and was like throwing down meat. So
I'm looking at it, and he got a red black hand and three Murgletons, so he couldn't do much. Okay, so cool. All right, well,
so we'll get that up there.
yeah, I think that covers all that stuff. So again, HearthCoach.com, Patreon. Thank you so much. And now we're gonna move on to the deck of the week.
Yes.
So I think Eversiction was saying that he did pretty well with this one on the tournament, so he wanted to feature it here. So we have it right here on the screen.
Something a little different.
So I'll turn it over to you, and you could walk us through what we're looking at here.
Give us a little deck breakdown if you don't mind, Frank.
Yeah, like card choices, general strategy, mulligans, that kind of stuff.
Okay, one thing about just Rogue in general, when it comes to mulligans especially, is they're really dependent on cards that are like they're all dependent on cards that you have in your hand. I know that sounds kind of weird, but basically like you kind of keep Deadly Poison and Flurry, but you keep neither by themselves in certain matchups, but you always keep them together.
Right, okay.
Things like that happen a lot with Rogue. But general guidelines, I could say like the key things about Rogue in general are backstab, preparation, and minions. Use backstab early game to, get some tempo. In the mid game, you try to either develop some minions or just wipe the board with a flurry. And then your mid game, if you're playing Rogue, you kind of just start pushing. And if you're playing Malagos Rogue with Auctioneers, which is this deck, you want to start setting up your Gadgets and Auctioneer turns, or slowly pressuring like a control deck, so you can just overwhelm them late game with some crazy Malagos burst or some Emperor combo, or just honestly just killing everything that aggro has.
Excellent. Great overview. Appreciate it.
So anything specific here? I see. Just for audio listeners, I see you have 2 backstab, 2 preparation, 2 deadly poison, 2 blade flurry, 2 eviscerates, 2 saps. That looks pretty standard up to there. Now it has 2 shivs, so that I guess is a little bit of a curveball. You don't see that too often now, right?
Yeah, you basically only see that in the same deck as Gadgets and Auctioneer, especially if you're running Malagos with it, because when you're going off with Gadget Sand, and let's say you gotten an Emperor off, Shiv becomes 1 mana and it essentially cycles 2 cards for 1 mana.
Right.
And it also has the added benefit of being 6 damage with Malagos, and if you prep it out, it's just 0 mana for 2 cards. So, and Shiv is also good in the fact that it cycles, so it helps you draw into your Gadget Sand Auctioneer by turn 6. It's sort of weird to say you want to draw into a draw engine, but really, like, if you hit Auctioneer and gets control, you should be fine as long as it isn't Warrior.
Okay. So Shiv.
Go ahead.
No, so it has the versatility of being burst very late in the game, but then early it helps you just cycle through your deck faster. Um, and this
And it has the. Oh, sorry.
no, no,
Go ahead.
it can do a minion, it can do the face too. So it's not like backstab that it's just minions. So that's also good because you can go either way.
How's this deck versus that new? Well, I don't know if it's newest control priest thing I've been seeing lately with the what's the one that does 1 point of damage to everybody when you play a spell?
Oh, Wild Pyromancer.
Wild
Oh,
Pyromancer and stuff, because that deck has been just handing me my ass lately.
Oh, because it's Zoo and it's really good against Zoo. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
well,
I've been coming up against a lot of that at rank 12 lately.
well. The
So,
good news is Rogue in general always beats Priest. So
Yes.
oh, good,
especially
good.
especially this build. Sometimes you just play Auctioneer and they kind of sit there and they're like, I can't kill that thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
well,
just gonna live.
I'm really glad to hear that because I
Okay.
got tired of losing all them control priests.
All right. So continuing here, we have Thalnos, 2 Fan of Knives, 2 SI7 agents, 2 Tomb Pillagers, 1 Violet Teacher, 2 Antique Heal Bots. Okay, I'm gonna stop there for a second. Double Antique Heal Bot. That's also not that usual, is it?
No, it's not. So the way I view double healbot in this list is, by the way, this list is actually Super JJ's like original Mally Rogue list that he had a lot of success with almost right after the release of Tomb Pillager.
Okay.
And this is pretty much his build. I've tried other versions, but this is the one I'm most comfortable with because the way I view Healbot is you're kind of going to be behind on life because of your hero power. So
Right.
like one is usually like what you expect, but when you're against like even a mid-range deck and you start cycling through your deck with gadget, you're going to get these huge swing turns where you draw your whole deck and you clear the board because of gadget. But then what your opponent's gonna do is after they kill your gadget, or even before they killed your gadget, they're gonna get you really low, and that's why I like double heal bot because I want to draw heal bot every single time afterwards.
Okay.
So my game plan is like do some stuff early game, mid game not to die, draw a billion cards off gadget, heal bot so I don't die, kill him.
Kill 'em. Okay. That makes sense. It gives you consistency that you will draw at least one, so and it just stalls the game a little longer. Yes. It's the bane
and
of any aggro deck. You're like, oh, I got him. He's down to 6, and then that thing comes down. You're like, oh crap, it's 14.
Or you go the casual turn 5 and 6 double heal bot into heal bot against aggro shaman. That always feels good.
It's just concede at that point. Okay, so let's continue here. 2 Azure Drake, an Emperor Thorison, 2 Gadgets and Auctioneers, and of course Maligos. Now, something I don't see here is Sinister Strike. Isn't that something that gets run here sometimes?
Yeah, basically Sinister Strike is uh a card that's literally only good against control. With Emperor, it's actually amazing because it allows you to get one extra spell out of your Malagos combo. Like, let's say you Emperor, and you get to save both preps, and you Emperor like 3 or 4 spells. Then you can use up to 5 spells with the Sinister, so it increases your burst range. The problem with Sinister is with this lineup that I was running in particular, I really, really, really wanted to target aggressive decks because in my group, Chalky, who's known for playing aggro, was in it.
Yes.
Admirable just takes after Chalky now. Like Admirable just plays aggro, and Nostum, who also likes to play a fair bit of aggro, but he'll change it up every now and then. So I'm like, okay, if I make it out of my groups. Oh, and actually no, Admiral wasn't in my group. Sorry, VLPS was. VLPS always brings at least like one aggro deck. Usually he's comfortable with 1 or 2 even. I had a feeling he was also going to bring Priest, and luckily my entire lineup already kind of beat Priest on accident, so that was nice.
Nice.
But another thing is, this deck also does really good against Reno Lock, which
Okay.
is another deck I expected VLPS to bring specifically. because basically it sort of works like how could I say this? It basically
Go ahead.
like you force them to in awkward situations because if they Reno, you just like play a bunch of minions, kill the Reno or whatever, and then you have a ton of bursts out of hand because they can't really pressure you. They're usually being reactive because you have so many minions.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Malagos is easier to finish off. Like usually if they Reno, they have to leave your minions up. If they clear your minions, they died at Malagos late game. So that's another reason why I brought the deck. But Violet Teacher, double Healbot, and double Shiv is just straight towards aggro.
Okay.
Just, I'm gunning it for aggro. I wanted to destroy aggro.
Sounds like you did.
Success.
Okay.
I reverse sweep the Zoo in the finals.
Yeah.
Literally exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
With a little less stress.
Actually, I'm going to sneak this in here. There's a question coming on the chat from Yellow
Okay.
Dark 3. He says, what is the best way to identify a melee rogue as opposed to oil in the early game? Is it just Shiv or is there something else to look for? He figured it out too late, and then by the time he figured out what was happening, he was dead.
Yeah. So the best way to tell if they're, I guess, Malagos rogue, if you're looking for that, is Shiv is a big one. Sometimes they'll use Sinister Strike early game if you're playing a more aggressive deck, but it sounds like you're trying to play a control deck, so you're probably not going to see a Sinister. A bigger thing would be Tomb Pillager, especially if you see two, you can be convinced that they're not Oil Rogue because Oil Rogue wants more tempo, right? They want minions to stick so they can stick their oils and hit you in the face a lot, and like as long as they get the repetitive damage in, you're just good. Like it's sort of like Druid without combo. They just get a bunch of decent sized minions that just keep hitting you in the face. I mean, one of the big kickers for oil is sprint. If you see sprint, you can immediately know they're oil. If you see piloted shredder, you can already completely nullify any prior knowledge or like.
Right.
You can pretty much cancel out the idea that they're Malagos Rogue because Malagos Rogue would never run piloted shredder. Sometimes they both run Belcher, so it's not a big thing. But if you see Shiv and oil, and you think it's oil rogue, you should like reverse your thinking, or they're just playing Shiv because I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No, that makes sense. It's sprint that was a big one missing here. So I guess because you have gadgets and you don't need the sprint. So, okay. One last question around cards is, what about conceal? Isn't that something that some people are trying to throw in here, or is that out of fashion completely?
It's just too slow. You don't really need two turn, or I wouldn't say you wouldn't really need 2 turns of gadget in most matchups, as much as you don't really get the time to go off with gadget 2 turns in a row. Because let's say you go gadget, coin, conceal, right? That's the dream, right? Like let's say you Tomb Pillager, and then you go coin, gadget, coin, conceal off the Pillager. Let's just say that. That's like the earliest gadget you could get. Then what is your opponent going to do? He's going to hit you in the face with every minion he has because you left all of his minions up. And then you're going to start cycling your deck, and then he's going to kill you with some burst.
Right. So you don't have time to do all that, like in the past.
And yeah, and anytime you draw Conceal without Auctioneer, it is literally the worst.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. Sinister Strike at least has the benefit of A, being extra damage with Malagos, and B, like actually being extra reach. Like sometimes against Zoo, that comes into play because usually they're tapping a lot. You get to hit them in the face a few times with some minions, and then like Sinister Strike. I've tried a double Sinister Strike build before, and I've had games completely lost, and then I just top decked the second Sinister, and they died.
Yeah. It could also help you combo something if you really were desperate to like combo an SI or an Eviscerate or something like that in a pinch.
Yeah.
So
yeah, 3 damage to face is better than concealing no minions.
right, like a naked conceal into nothing. Yes.
Oh man.
Okay. Well,
We can always do an after show later if we got time.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Any other questions, Dan? Before you dive into
No,
this?
I'm just taking all this in. I'm anxious to try this thing out.
All right.
I'm I'm really hoping that we get a control freeze first.
Me too.
All right, we ready for me to hit the big button?
I think so. Let's
Yep.
do it.
All right, done did it.
I'm gonna spectate you here.
Okay. I even remembered to put it on busy.
Yes. All right.
As much
All
as
right.
much as I love talking to everybody.
I've started it, and it looks like we have a druid.
Oh boy. So this matchup is pretty 50-50, I think. It's like I'm just gonna flat out say that this deck is a lot worse when you don't draw Tomb Pillager. Like it's not bad when you don't hit Tomb Pillager, but
Okay,
when
well,
you
for
hit
my-
Tomb Pillager, it's like absolutely insane.
Okay.
Well, so far I got the Gadgetzan Auctioneer, Sap, and Fan of Knives.
We're
I
going
have no
first.
idea what I'm doing here, so what? I'm just gonna be honest. I'm taking this all in, but this is a big learning one. Do we keep any of these?
No. What you want against Druid is like sometimes you can consider keeping the sap if they keep a lot of cards, which he did, but what's more important is to find Tomb Pillager, Backstab, and against Druid, Deadly Poison is very good.
Well, we got a backstab, and the game really wants us to have a sap. We got Eviscerate and a Shiv in our hand, and so that's it for our.
Remember the
Okay.
rule, Dan. Turn 1
Yep.
for rogue is always pass, essentially. Pretty much. All right. So on turn 1, he plays a living roots on
And on my
the saplings, 2/1/1s.
on my second turn, I drew the preparation, so I got preparation, backstab, sap, eviscerate, and shiv in my hand. Do I just make a dagger and take one of these out?
Yeah, like another thing we could consider is maybe just shiving because our hand's kind of clunky, but we could always shiv next turn. And if he were to, since he kept a lot of cards, he kept 3 cards in his mulligan.
Mm-hmm.
We could assume he has some sort of innervate or a wild growth because I'm pretty sure he kept his living roots. I wasn't paying attention. But it's possible that he also kept like innervate shredder. So we could backstab shiv that instead of face tanking it. So
Okay, so go ahead and dagger up and take out a sapling,
yeah.
which is what I do. And that's the end of my turn.
The sap's actually really nice if that one of those cards he kept is innervate and he plays like a 5-drop here. So
Okay,
this is
so
wild growth.
turn 2 for druid, he plays a wild growth, which is one of the cards he kept.
All right, I draw a deadly poison. We have that, the prep, backstab, sap, eviscerate, and shiv in my hand. Sure would like to get a creature.
Yeah.
You're going to go ahead and shiv this thing now?
I think we just poke it and redagger.
Okay.
We might even deadly poison here, just because next turn we probably want to go shiv evis.
All right,
Because
so dagger up and put the poison on it?
let me think here. Because next turn, if he plays pilot shredder, let's say, the deadly is definitely really good. If he coins out a 5-drop, like let's say he plays Azure it really doesn't do anything. If he runs Harrison Jones, then we get super punished. But I think it's right because in the case that he plays Druid of the Claw, or Pilot Shredder, or maybe even innervates a 7. Just having this dagger is good. Or if we just draw a 4-drop next turn, or we draw a 5-drop the turn after.
All right. So
There's a lot of ways.
on his turn 3, which he has 4 mana for because he is cheating, he plays a Keeper of the Grove and nukes our face for 2 damage.
And so the game really likes us to have our sap, so we got our other sap now. So we have 2 of those, preparation, backstab, eviscerate, and shiv.
This hand is brutal. I'm
I
pretty
know,
sure that
I know we have creatures in here.
No minions.
Did it right?
I'm pretty sure the play is just to shiv the Keeper of the Grove and then poke it, because next turn we have an answer to Druid of the Claw with backstab and eviscerate, so we can just cleanly kill this.
So I shivved, I got a Blade Fury off of it, and you want me to poke it?
Yeah, just kill it.
I use my face to take
And
out
that's it.
the rest of the way. And
Yeah, and float 2 mana.
Okay.
Just rogue things. Now, if you think about it, if we're playing all rogue, we would need to draw an Azure Drake to stay in the game, sort of. With this hand, we win with Auctioneer.
Oh, well, on his turn 5, he played a Sludge Belcher and pass. And you did draw that Azure Drake that you were talking about, so.
Yeah. So is that our play now? Is Azure
Every
Drake?
time. Every
Okay,
single time.
every time. All right. We're
Every
playing the Azure Drake, and we draw the I can use words, and we draw our other Azure Drake with it. So we have that, 2 saps, Blade Fury, Preparation, and then Eviscerate in our hand.
There's some cool options here. We could with the second sap, we could just kind of sap this and move on with our life. I don't like backstab and then kill the Belcher because that removes the deadly poison off for deadly or for Blade Flurry.
So are we done then?
So we prep sap or we do.
No. I actually think we prep. Yeah, we prep sap. We prep sap. Like the more I think about Eviscerate, like the 5 damage Eviscerate cleanly kills the Belcher. But the problem is, if he just plays another minion, like let's say he plays a second Keeper of the Grove, or he Wraths and plays a Piloted Shredder and kills this Azure Drake, we're really behind for really no reason.
Alright, so he coined out on turn 5, which is 6, a Dr. Balance.
Oh, and that is a hell of a draw. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we got our Tomb Pillager. So we got Tomb Pillager, Azure Drake, Blade Fury, Backstab, Sap, and Eviscerate. So talk me through this, friend. What are we doing?
All right, so this is basically a wet dream for Rogue,
It's like
being able to
backstab.
clearly deal with Dr. Boom.
It's like backstab
So since-
flurry, I think. But anyway.
Yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead.
You backstab for 3, and then you flurry. But I'm trying to figure out whether or not it's better to play the Tomb Pillager first or after. I mean, there's always that really far off chance that both things die, but Dr. Boom. But
And you do want to attack with a Drake first, right?
yes, absolutely.
face.
Go to the face
Yeah.
of the Drake.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we doing? Quick.
Back.
Backstab, flurry, then pillager.
On the, okay, Backstab.
The boom, and then
Blade flurry. And then Tomb Pillager.
Playing
and
Tomb Pillager.
and our Azure Drake lived.
Everything-
Screenshot this. Screenshot it. It's not happening again.
Everything went face.
All right, I got the screenshot.
Alright,
And
it's
that's why we run double heal bot.
turn 7, he swiped our Drake and played a Harvest Golem. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, look.
And
we
We
drew
draw
the-
our Antique Healbot. We got Antique Healbot and Azure Drake, Sap, and Eviscerate in our hand. So, all right. So what do we do from here, Chief?
So in this position, that Harvest Golem sort of tells me that he's playing a slower list. The famous Dangzu Druid, as people like to call it, only runs 1 combo, and it runs 2 Ancient Wars. It also runs Sludge Belcher, which we saw earlier. So I definitely don't want to sap it, even though it's a pain right now. But I feel like we can be more aggressive this game. So I wanted Azure Drake over Healbot.
All right, playing the Azure Drake. And we get Blood Mage Thalness with it. Do we want to play him?
I think so. Our hand is very small. Like, besides the Thanos, we have 3 cards. So I want to just
So we
get
go
this
to
out
the
of our hand.
do we go to the face with Tomb Pillager?
Oh yeah, we want to get in there.
Take
All right.
That's
Yeah.
my turn.
Alright, so it's turn 8. He's at 17. So are we with a Harvest Golem. And it looks like 5 cards in his hand. He runs the Harvest Golem into the Azure Drake. He plays a Keeper and kills the Azure Drake. He is hero powering down Thalnos. And
Looks like a Wrath.
looked like a Wrath.
Oh
yeah.
man.
And he wrathed the Pillager.
Well, he's almost out of cards. That's kind of that's a good sign.
All right, I draw an
Ooh.
SI agent. I got a coin now in my hand. I also got a Tomb Pillager from when he took out my Blood Mage Thalnos. I still got Anti-Killbot Sap and Eviscerate in my hand at 8 mana.
All right, here's another cool thing about Tomb Pillager. We have 8 mana and we have an awesome 9 mana play. So the play just about every single time is Pillager,
Well, we have
Coin.
9 mana. Okay.
yeah,
So play-
Pillager, Coin, SI7, the 2/1 Harvest Golem, and then Eviscerate the Keeper.
Okay, so Tomb Pillager, Coin, SI7,
The 2/1. Yep.
Yeah, the 2/1.
and then Eviscerate the Keeper.
Yeah. So now this, we also got to remember he has a Sludge Belcher in his hand because we sapped it a few turns back. So basically, we want to get to a point where either Sludge Belcher's really awkward play because we have the 5/4 on board, or we can just tap Healbot and start racing.
Alright, so he played the Belcher along with a piloted Shredder right next to it.
And I drew a Preparation. I got Antique Healbot and Sap in my hand. Okay.
So there's two ways to play this. We could kill the Belcher and sap the piloted Shredder so we have a better board, or we can try racing him, which I think is better because we still have another Eviscerate. We have Gadget, which we can start leading off with this prep. We have another Shiv, and we have another Deadly.
Okay. So
So this turn I would sap Belcher, Antique Healbot, and shoot everything at the face,
Just smack him in the face.
including the Rogue Hero power,
The
Just swing
dagger
with
and
the
everything.
Yeah,
We're going all in here.
and we pray to God that we draw Gadgets and Auctioneer.
We don't
Alright,
have a
so
hand left.
I do all that, and I got Prep in my hand.
Yep. This is 16 cards in with no Gadget. That's just your standard rogue life. And your last card is Prep.
Yeah. Well, we got a
Great.
coin to go with it because he traded the Shredder into the Pillager. He got a cut purse out of that. Huh.
I would love a cut purse right
I
now.
know. It'd be so good. Here comes
Well, I
the,
mean, only if we had Gadget.
the
So
Belcher
this is
again.
definitely.
And then a Darnassus. And a Hero Power. We need Gadgets in right now, Dan. Call it.
All right.
Gadget.
Shiv, one more chance. Okay.
All right. So we shiv the Belcher. Yeah. We shiv the Belcher because it puts it to a 3/4, and then we could run a 3/3 into it and
We get
rip the Gadget.
Fan of Knives.
Knives.
Hold on. Do we prep this? No. There's no way. No. That's silly. No.
On the
Just-
off chance
just-
we draw the Gadgets in.
Go with that. Go with
On the
that.
off chance we draw Malagos, and
Oh,
then we coin her out.
I see.
So go ahead and 3/3 into the Belcher.
No.
We'll find
Fan
a
of Knives
knife.
first.
Oh, Fan of Knives. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm glad I asked.
Yeah.
Fan of Knives. And I get a
Then-
Blade Flurry from it.
Ooh. Okay, so
What are we doing?
trade a 3/3, Blade Flurry, Redagger, kill the slime, and then shoot the other 3/3 to face. Let's see if you.
3/3. Blade
Flurry.
Flurry.
Yeah, and then Redagger. And then
Redagger.
kill the. Swing at the 1/2 with the dagger, and then 3/3 to face. Let's see if we can get all that in.
Oh man, animations. Oh, there was a face play there, Dan, but you cleared the
Oh,
board.
This is still fun.
I guess I got something out of order there.
Yeah, it was the 3/3 was gonna go to the face, but
Yeah.
eh,
Because if he hero powers it, he dies to Eviscerate. Like if we go face, we put him to 5 life. So if he goes hero power and uses the 2/1 aspirant to kill it, he would go to what is that 3, which means he's dead to an Eviscerate top deck.
alright, he played a Sylvanas and a swipe on our heal bot.
And Gadget. Oh my gosh.
It's another
Oh,
heal bot.
Healbot.
Healbot and poke him in the face.
Okay. Healbot.
Swing,
Pokey.
swing in and dagger again.
Dagger.
Alright, he's at 7. We're getting there. He swiped their Healbot, so I mean, maybe he has to run his Sylvanas into this and not play an
10
Ancient
10
Wolf.
cards left.
There's a Force of Nature's coming down, along with the Savage Roar. So he's comboing us for. Alright, one went into the
Healbot.
heal bot, and then the rest went to face, setting us down to 12. Sylvanas is still here.
And we still
Eviscerate?
don't. That would have been lethal.
Yeah, if that went to face before, well, yeah.
All right, so we just hero power in the face and pass, and
Redagger.
re-equip the dagger. So we still have an out here. Actually, he doesn't play a taunt, and we draw either deadly poison or gadget stand into deadly poison because we have 2 gadget stands and a deadly poison in our deck right now, and he's
I
gonna
only
heal
have
with a
9
lure.
cards left.
What is this?
Yeah,
Oh,
charge! Damn it.
there's the taunt.
Dude, I think we have another backstab too.
Okay, so he hits his face. Violet Teacher is not it. That's it, right?
Well, if it wasn't for me rope coaching there, I think we could have won. Because we drew the eviscerate and we were able to combo it.
Yeah, we were doing the aggressive line, and you changed to a trading line, and that was the end of that.
And we also misplayed. Gadgets and Auctioneer was our bottom. We were supposed to draw it in the top 5.
Yeah.
Or the top 10.
8 cards to go, no gadgets in.
Do we keep going?
No, it's over.
Oh, no, we're dead. We're dead.
Okay.
We can't stop it.
I give up.
Yeah. 4-6 and a 5-5.
8
Right.
cards left, no gadgets in. Ugh.
I mean, the thing is, if we could be salty about that, but really, that was our game to win.
Yeah, no, I got confused there, and I didn't make I did something out of order.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's what happens when you rope coach.
Yeah, so the way it was then the dagger went into 1/1, and then the 3/3 to face.
You asked for
So
Oh man,
you know,
these freeze mages is
luckily
very
I'll
good.
be able to replay and go look and see what I did wrong.
yes,
Okay, so I'm going second this time. I got 2 SI agents, a Tomb Pillar, Tomb Pillager, and Blade Flurry.
Tomb Pillar.
All right, so we're not gonna keep this Blade Flurry because we don't have Deadly Poison. Against Temple Mage, Deadly Flurry is awesome. You always keep Deadly Flurry, and you usually just keep Deadly Poison. We could keep 1 SI for sure. You basically always keep SI7 agent. You basically always keep Tomb Pillager. But the second SI is kind of weird. We could keep it just to play it on maybe turn 3 if he has a Scientist. We could coin the first one out, follow that one up with another one.
What do you think?
I think we keep both SIs and the Tomb Pillager, but we pitch the Blade Flurry.
That's what we do, and we get an Eviscerate for it.
Nice. So if he's Tempo Mage, this hand's really good if he
It is
doesn't
Tempo
have
Mage.
entity.
He plays a Mana Worm on turn 1. Telltale sign.
It could still be Reno.
That's true.
All right, I draw an Azure Drake, and I guess I just passed then. I'm not going to
Yeah. We're not going to coin eviscerate a Mana Worm. It's not that scary. It just kills our curve. So Sorcerer's Apprentice is really good for us here.
Okay, Unstable Portal comes down, buffing the Mana Worm to a 2/3, and the Demolisher was what came out of that. Okay.
All right, I draw
Ooh.
Preparation. So I have Preparation, Azure Drake, a coin, two SI agents, Eviscerate, and a Tomb Pillager.
Okay. I'm going to warn you now.
Mm-hmm.
This play is going to look weird.
Okay, no worries.
Dagger up and hit the 2/3 Mana Worm and pass.
All right, I'm going to dagger up. I'm going to hit the 2/3 Mana Worm.
And end your turn.
We're done.
Because right now we're setting up for Flame Waker. If you use it. Demolisher is kind of scary, but it's really not that bad. If he plays Flame Waker here, we go Prep, Eviscerate, SI. And we also played... we also poked last turn to play around another spell so we don't take an extra damage, like
Alright.
more damage.
So So let me recap. The turn 3 started with 2 of the Demolisher, the little barrel, hitting us in the face. Then he played a second Mana Worm. Then he played a Frostbolt to our face that buffed the existing Mana Worm to 3/2 and the other one to 2/3. And then everything went face, setting us to 17 and frozen.
And that's also another reason why we poked last turn. So this turn, we're going to Prep, Eviscerate the new Mana Worm, and then SI the Mana Worm we poked last turn.
Okay, so Preparation,
Eviscerate.
Eviscerate the mana worm.
Yeah, that one, the bigger one, yeah. And then we SI the 3/2.
And we
Mana worm.
SI agent the 3/2.
And we also drew our second Tomb Pillager, so
That's
This
nice.
is,
And that's the end of our turn. So we got 2 Tomb Pillagers, an Azure Drake, a coin, and an SI agent in our hand. And an SI
Alright.
agent.
Demolisher barrel went into the SI. He trades or hits it with the Demolisher to kill it and plays a piloted Shredder.
And I draw a Blood Mage Thalnos. So do we Tomb Pillage?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I think maybe the play is actually coin Thanos and then SI7 the Demolisher.
Okay.
Well, hold on,
Oh,
hold
oh.
on. No, the coin is definitely right. I'm trying to figure out what's better to SI7, either Demolisher or like kill the Shredder.
Okay. So go ahead and play Blood Mage Thalnos.
Yeah, for sure. I think we actually SI'd the Demolisher
Okay.
in the hopes that he doesn't have like a Frostbolt, because he already used one Frostbolt, right?
Yes.
So there's no need to play around it. And if he pings and flame cannons, that's a super weak turn. So
Do we go face with the other dagger? With the dagger?
no, we
Save it.
Yeah. The general rule for Rogue is unless you can redagger next turn, you never swing with your dagger.
Okay.
Alright, so it's turn 5. He has 3 cards. The Shredder fresh, and he's at 30. Let's see what he's gonna do here, Miss Mage. A Sorcerer's Apprentice into Unstable Portal at discounted.
Okay.
What is on the box? Shredder looks like it's going face, and he's pinging Thalnos down. We're
And we
down
get
to
a-
13.
Get a Blade Flurry for Thalnos, and we draw a Deadly Poison. Okay, so what are you thinking, friend?
I just really hope that last card isn't a big minion, the Unstable Portal card. But anyways, if we dagger up Deadly, face tank the Shredder and Flurry, we go to 9. But I think that's just something we have to do this game.
Oh,
because
slow down. Oh, are we doing this?
Dagger,
So we dagger up
Dagger?
Deadly.
Deadly. Then you swing into the piloted Shredder.
With your face.
Yeah.
Oh,
With your
that's,
face, yeah, sorry.
that's scary.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blade Flurry?
And ooh. I mean, yeah, we have to Flurry. Even though he got a crappy 1/1, we're committed to this Blade Flurry. And then finish off the turn with the SI face. We really need Healbot this game.
Yeah, so
Or he just needs to never draw Fireball.
We can hope.
turn 6, 3 cards, 24 health, nothing on the
God.
board, and we have the SI7. And he's playing a Siege Engine, which is a 5/5, and a secret. Ugh. Ugh.
Oh, well, we finally get a gadget. Gadget's an auctioneer that we can't really use at the moment.
There is no way that card is Mirror Entity, right? That's secret.
Right?
Only
No.
100% of the time.
Can't be.
All right. The winning play is just to play Tomb Pillager Hero Power, swing with the SI, and end your turn. If it's Mirror Entity, we concede.
All right. Tomb Pillager away. And it's
Yeah,
mirror
it
image.
is. Wow.
All right,
Mirror
concede.
entity.
Oh my gosh. That's
See,
messy.
that was a game where you wanted more spells, but we drew every minion except both gadgets, Emperor, and Malagos. Oh, and Healbot, of course. You know,
It's my fault.
This Demolisher, man, he did like 6 damage. Well, no, more. Like 9 damage.
His hand was really good though, too. But we still like.
Well, that first game I misplayed. I didn't get things done in the right order.
It's all right, Dan.
could've
Shake
won.
it off. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. One more.
Let's do one more. Maybe we'll get a victory here.
Yeah.
We
I
haven't
like the deck.
we haven't even seen Malagos yet. These games
We haven't seen Malagos. We haven't cycled with Gadget. Like all the satisfying parts of the deck are just going into shambles. It's like
A
why play the
warrior.
deck if? Oh yes. Let's just hope he has no idea what he's doing.
Your
We're playing the warrior.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going second. I get the Gadgeton Auctioneer, 2 SI agents, and a Deadly Poison. So we're not keeping Deadly Poison. We keeping.
We actually keep Deadly Poison against Warrior because it deals with basically all of their early game. We 100% keep the Auctioneer. We keep that every single time. I think we only keep one SI because we're really looking for Azure Drake and Tomb Pillager against Warrior.
All right, so we're keeping an SI, the Deadly Poison, and the Gadget. Throwing back the other SI agent, and we get a Sap.
That was a mistake. That should have been a Tomb Pillager.
Misplaying, Dan. All right, turn 1 for Warrior. He passes.
All right, we draw a Blade Flurry. And I guess I pass now, too.
Mm-hmm. I'm very jealous of your Golden Auctioneer, by the way.
I've gotten pretty lucky with golden cards.
Sounds like it's your favorite card, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I draw a Fan of Knives.
So, against Warrior, all the damage you can push is crucial. Like pushing as much damage as possible. So
point out the agent.
Not in that sense. You don't want to
Just
use the
dagger
coin
up?
willy-nilly. Yeah, you want to dagger up, but you're actually going to swing with the dagger.
Okay.
And then next turn, even if we play, like, let's say a naked SI or we just Fan of Knives, we're just going to swing with the dagger again and then re-dagger on 4. And what we're holding the SI for is to either, like, find or play the SI on a turn where he wants to play a minion, or we just
All right. So turn 3, he played a Armor Smith.
And that was it. Now it's my turn. I drew a Shiv. I got the Shiv, Fan of Knives, Blade Flurry, a coin, Gadgeton Auctioneer, a Shiv, Deadly Poison, and an SI agent. Man, we got to play some of these cards.
Oh yeah.
It's a multiple.
Here, I would just Fan of Knives, and then hit him in the face for 1 with the dagger. Because our plan next turn is just a Deadly Poison off the Armor Smith.
Right, so I get a Tomb Pillager for the Fan of Knives, and I go to the face.
Yeah.
Point.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
So next turn we're just gonna Tomb Pillager. It's a really good time to Tomb Pillager. Ooh.
It's a patron then, apparently. 'Cause
Maybe.
He played on Stable Ghoul. Sort of naked there. Huh.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean my Elise Warrior ran Unstable Ghoul, so
Okay.
So still play Tomb Pillager.
yes. And with the second flurry, we're gonna be happy if he's patron because we sort of play the control deck in this matchup. We just kill all of his stuff and then double heal bot.
I drew my other Blade Flurry on that turn.
Slam into the Pillager. Draws a card. It's Frothing
Alright.
Berserker. Still not patron?
Oh no, he's patron for sure. So this is
Okay.
actually paying off in spades that we held this SI7 agent. Against Control Warrior, what I was trying to say earlier is you want to play it on a turn they want to play, like, say, Sludge Belcher. So they either have to choose between an off-curve weapon or Sludge Belcher. And then another time is when you can play it with another minion. Like Tomb Pillager on 4, for example, if you're going 7, is really, really good because it messes with their Sludge Belcher turn. Because they don't want to play a 3-5 with taunt into 5-4.
Okay. And now my turn. I drew another deadly. Another one?
Yes.
I got 1 Deadly Poison in my hand.
No,
2
2.
coin. Oh, do I have? Oh, yeah, I do. I got 2 Deadly Poisons, 2 coins, 2 Blade Flurries, a Shiv, my Auctioneer, a Sap, and the Agent.
So Shiv SI7, the 7/3 Frothing Berserker. It's between the 2 flurries.
Yeah.
Shiv, the
Berserker.
the Berserker.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because like I said, our game plan in this game is to sort of play the control deck.
Yes.
What
SI
else are we doing? We're on the
Beside
fuse here.
the
Oh,
Berserker.
SI?
SI7, yeah.
Yes.
Frothing, yeah.
Okay. And that's all we're doing.
Yeah, because Patron is a deck. completely reliant on having all their minions connect to face, just like dealing a certain amount of damage to face with their against control decks. Because they can't really fatigue you, right? They run too much cycle, etc. So you want to be able to kill all their stuff.
All right, so he played
It should be an easy win.
Acolyte of Pain. Then he slammed our SI, gave him a card, and then he Whirlwind to finish off the SI and went face for one with the Armor Smith. Is it time to start going off here, finally?
Hello?
Okay.
Not yet. Usually going off with Gadget, you kind of want to be patient. Like this, if you look at this board, are we under any pressure?
No.
He has a 1/1 and a 1/2, so not really. So I think we literally just dagger, poke the 1/1, and honestly, I would probably sap the Acolyte because we need to get cards out of our hand, and I don't and I don't want to use an Eviscerate on that. So I won't be able to save all these cards. Like Deadly.
Is that all
Yeah,
we're
that's
doing?
it. Yeah, that's it. Like Gadget, Coin, Deadly, or Gadget, Coin, Double Deadly, Flurries. Crazy things like that we can use to clear Doctor Boom, for example.
Of course, here's Dr. Boom
The
on
Dr.
turn
Boom
7.
we just played.
Yeah.
On turn 7, nonetheless.
Yes, of course.
And Skype's not being very friendly to us right now. So
Yeah.
if we're sounding a little like we're getting a little confused, is because Skype's cutting out on us, everybody. So we're gonna muscle through this. What's our play, friend?
Man, there's a lot of stuff going on here.
We got I have let me see here. I should recap for everyone. I have a Tomb Pillager, Preparation, Eviscerate, Deadly Poison, a couple of coins, a couple of Blade Flurries, and Gadgeton Auctioneer.
All right, so this turn, I want you to Deadly Poison, Flurry, and then Eviscerate the Doctor Boom and Redagger. So
Deadly
Flurry,
Poison,
Deadly.
Blade Flurry,
Blade Flurry.
and then Eviscerate the Doctor Boom, and then make sure to Redagger. This dagger is extremely important for next turn.
All right, I got it all done.
All right, so as you can see, we're being super greedy with this gadget. We have 2 coins. We have a prep. We basically want to make it so when we play this gadget, he is dead. He is gonna lose to this thing.
Alright, so down comes the
This
sap.
is the turn. So just go gadget coin. Gadget coin.
Hang on.
Gadget coin.
What did our
Alright, so he played the Acolyte of
we
Pain
have to go fast.
and
Our
kept on
opponent?
elite. Yeah.
Okay.
Gadgeton,
Our
Sorry.
opponent played a
start the animations then because it takes a while.
So we play Gadget,
Coin. Just coin. Just use them both.
coin.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, Ali. Okay. Coin again.
did both the coins, and we got a
Okay, so preps up the Acolyte.
prep, sap, the Acolyte.
Yeah, and then we Deadly Poison the 4/3. No, backstab it first.
Backstab. Okay, backstab the 4/3.
Yeah,
We got a backstab out of that. There's a lot of cards coming
and then
in
Fan
here.
of Knives. Aha.
And an eyes.
And then Deadly Poison at the very end if you can.
Deadly
Even if we
Poison.
draw another prep, we're not going to use it
Deadly,
because we want to save it for Malagos right now.
Okay, are we?
And don't swing.
no
Hold
swing.
it.
So we're done.
Yeah. You hold it.
Okay.
So you see why I
Okay.
wanted to rush through that turn, because gadget turns get a little intense.
Alright, so we-
Sorry, bro.
We drew a
Words.
Malagos, an Eviscerate, a Shiv, a Preparation, a Heal Butt, a Backstab that we used, and we clear the board, and Gadgeton's still out there.
Yep.
So he played a Belcher and a Fiery War Axe that he swings into our Gadgeton. Oh, he can't kill it.
What? No way.
Oh,
Oh, my
wow.
gosh. Okay. Okay. We start off with the Shiv on the Belcher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shiv on the
We
Belcher.
don't want to prep because we want to use that with Malagos later. And then eviscerate it.
Eviscerate.
Oh my goodness. We drew 2 Azure Drakes out of that. And now an Emperor Thorson.
Okay, what's our next?
Hold on. Grom double H.
What again? You're breaking up.
Okay. No, sorry. I was yawning while I was saying
Oh.
that. So just play Healbot, swing into the 1-2, and then shoot the 4-3, the 4-1 at the face.
Heal bot. Swing into the
Yeah,
to the slime.
with the deadly poison. Yeah, because we don't need 2 charges with the deadly poison. And the reason we played anti Keelbot is basically the only way we lose because we're so far ahead in cards and value is Gromosh double inner rage Taskmaster with the Fiery War Axe was exactly 19, which is how much we were at.
Okay. Alright, so he starts off with the Dread Corsair for 1. And then he plays a Gromosh. He is inner raging our Gadgetzin. He's killing our Healbot with the face. And the non-enraged Grom goes to our face for 4.
And we draw a Blood Mage Thalnos.
All right, so this turn we're gonna do a very aggressive play and just Emperor Thorson and Tomb Pillager, because we don't want to draw any more cards since we only have 3 and the Warrior has 14.
Okay, Emperor Thorson
Play the
and
Tomb
Tomb
Pillager.
Pillager.
And hold the dagger.
But we're holding.
No. We're holding because we have Blade Flurry. For 1, that's like the biggest thing. Even if we weren't playing Malagos, that's a big thing. You always want to threaten Blade Flurry.
Okay.
And a 3/3 isn't that threatening on this board anyway, so.
Alright.
That's it.
That's it.
All right, so we're done. All
Yeah.
right, ending my turn.
Alright, so he's down to 29 health. There's a Grom and a 3/3 and 4 cards in his hand.
Let's see if he can kill us. Best bite.
He picks up a Death Smite, an Acolyte of Pain, Armor Up, swings into Tomb Pillager with the War Axe,
Ooh. Okay. Sorry.
and goes face with everything.
And leaves our Emperor Thorson up. Okay. I can respect that. He's setting up lethal. So let's see. Has he played an execute? I don't think so. Okay, so Azure Drake, Backstab, Flurry. So this turn, I want you to.
Options.
Oh, can we play 2 Azure Drakes?
4 and 4.
I think we can. I think we go double Azure Drake.
Okay.
Let's see what this other card is.
It's a
okay,
heal
we're
button.
fine. Okay.
I'm out of
And then we
cards.
drew Violet Teacher. Oh, so Backstab, the Gromosh, and then Blade Flurry, which, yeah,
Backstab Gromosh.
yeah. Then Blade Flurry, and that exactly kills Gromosh because of Backstab for 4. No, it's on the far left.
There. That's it.
Yeah.
And just
And then swing Thorson at face and coin the SI7 agent
to the face.
to
of
face.
course.
Yeah.
Oh my. Did
There
we
you
get
go.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it.
Alright, so we have, what is that, 9, 13, 16 power on board facing a Despite against a Warrior who has no Grom. I feel good about this game, guys.
But we don't have any spells left, right? This is it. Alright,
He doesn't know that.
here comes
Maybe he knows that.
Here comes Grim Patron and an Armor Smith. Swings into one of the Azure Drakes. Whirlwind goes off. New Patron. An Execute on Emperor. And an Armor Up. Okay.
All right, so how we do this?
Okay, so we want, let's see. This was actually kind of tricky. I think the best line might be just, So SI is going into this Armor Smith every time, I think. So we can get that out of the way.
The Armor Smith into the
The SI into the Armor Smith.
Yeah.
SI into Armor Smith.
Okay, and then I think we. Okay, Azadric is also going face like every time, so
Face?
we can get that face,
Okay.
yeah. Because we need to push lethal here. So we're gonna take 2 fatigue damage next turn, so that's 6.
And so Death Bite still isn't lethal. I would just play the Malagos and the Violet Teacher.
Okay. No heal bud yet.
No. And we save this Thanos for sure. Like, we can't take that fatigue damage right now.
It can never be played, right?
No, not for the rest of the game. We could have played a preparation there, but that just gives him a 1/1 in which he can just spawn extra patrons off
As
of.
a battle raged off of that, plays a Frothing Berserker and a Death Bite. Is it enough? And a Whirlwind.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's not enough, is it?
It's not enough for lethal, but that Whirlwind is brutal. Well, I mean, Malagos is alive, I guess.
He's swinging into... Okay, so he traded one of the patrons into the SI... No, what was the teacher. And then the other one goes face. We have Malagos still alive. There's a 12-3 and 3 Grim Patrons. Man, this is rough.
Wow. I did not think he'd come back here. Alright, so Gadgets in, Healbot, trade in the Frothing with the Malagos, and pray he doesn't trade.
Are we asking?
Okay, so that was my mistake then. We should have saved more spells for Malagos instead of using them on the Auctioneer, so we could have finished this game. All he has to do is trade, and we lose. This goes face.
Yeah, that's right. We can't win
So that
anymore.
was my fault. That was my fault. We should have been more conservative with Gadgets or with preps and brewer and stuff like that.
I think we weren't counting what was left, so...
Yeah, I was
all
really
good.
excited off with Auctioneer.
Well, I think he kills us straight off, right?
Probably. I mean,
Yeah.
there was no way we were winning this game regardless. It was kind of
So,
weird.
alright.
He didn't hit the patrons, so like we were holding on to Flurry for like no reason, and then he hits a monk game after we used it for tempo.
Oh, he is trading for no reason. Okay. It's
Yeah.
over, though.
Yeah, that was my fault. I apologize. We
Oh.
should have.
No
We should have
worries.
held some preps in there.
It's a
some
learning
shits.
experience. So long as everybody had, learned what not to do, don't make the mistakes we made today.
So, a question on the double Drake turn. Was there a merit to doing Malagos and then Flurry for a little more? I was just thinking.
The thing about Malagos Flurry is it doesn't clear the 9 health Grom cleanly unless you use the backstab, so it's really not a clean kill. And another thing is, I guess it was our last spell, but we needed more board presence. One execute and then our board's gone. It's just a Malagos. With the double Drake coin SI, we could have gone we made a huge board and we could have
Got it. Okay.
yeah. But I'm not saying that Malagos was wrong, because I'm pretty sure we still could have SI'd, if I remember it correctly.
I think so,
still could
because
have
it
played
costs
the SI.
it cost 7 or 8. I don't remember because the Emperor was there for a while.
Oh, okay, yeah. We could have gone Malagos, Flurry, SI7, Grom, because the Flurry would have done 8, and then we could have gone face with the Emperor and pushed the extra damage. It might have been enough, actually, because then, if he doesn't rip execute that turn, Malagos is hitting another 4, etc., etc., so...
Yeah, it's kind of what I saw, but then the other play was legit too. It drew the whole deck, and then we got to fatigue. So anyway, but
It's all right. I had fun. No, it was a good time. I learned stuff. I don't play a lot of rogues, so
yeah, Rogue is a complicated class for sure. All that weird hold the dagger, hit the mana worm. You're like, why would I ever do that? Well, it makes sense because you're setting up things for following turns. So, well, I guess it's not the best of nights in terms of the record, but at least we learned a thing or two about Rogue.
we had some laughs. We had a good discussion earlier.
Hey, we got the auctioneer turn to get it.
Yep.
All the stuff going.
That's all that matters. It doesn't matter
It's
whether
a
you win or
success.
lose. It matters how many cards you got off auction.
That's right. That was fun. So it's a successful podcast as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Cool. And calling it a successful podcast, I'll go ahead and bring this thing into a close. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. Thanks to everybody who's going to be downloading this tomorrow. Please check us out. We're on Twitter and Facebook, and we're on iTunes. Check us out on our social medias. Please go and check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/HearthCoach and become a patron. We'll be having announcements on our tournaments and stuff like that coming up in the future. We got more videos we got to do, so we're going to be busy. So go ahead, everybody. Feel free to keep the pressure on us. We can take it. Glad to be doing this. Thank you to our guests this evening for coming on for our shenanigans and having some laughs and playing a few matches. It was a lot of fun.
No problem, man. Appreciate the invitation.
Any last plugs that you want to shout outs? That you want to make?
Go ahead.
Take shots at other people?
Oh. I was just making sure you were talking to me for a second. I'm like, does Dan have more to say?
Nope,
No.
Good. No, to our guest. Go ahead.
Shout out. Yeah, I'll just give a shout out to my teammates because honestly, they're awesome people. The organization, I've been to some other, janky teams for lack of a better term. But our manager's Shannon Grace. If you guys know him, he's an awesome guy. My team are awesome guys. It's not like most teams. They're usually, they usually tend to themselves, especially the bigger teams, and we're always talking to each other. Everyone's really good friends with each other. So
good.
I really like the
chemistry.
How would I say? There we go. The chemistry in our team.
Awesome.
I feel like that's one of the most important things. And
yes,
I keep saying if I were to get an offer, unless it's some ridiculous offer that they wouldn't even give to a fire bat or something, I wouldn't take it on the team.
Right.
So,
Awesome.
Well, good to hear, friend. So thanks again to everybody, and I guess with that we'll just say good luck getting to legend, everyone.
Good luck, everybody.